Hello everyone, my name is Tasha and today I'm doing a Q&A. I randomly felt like doing a Q&A, so I went on Twitter and asked you guys to send in questions using the hashtag fairyqa, and I did get quite a few and some very interesting ones, so I'm very excited to do this. So let's get started. The first one I have here is from Jess from Princessa of Books, or on Twitter it's Princessa OB. And she asked, what booktubers around the world do you want to collab with one day? Obviously Knock from Happy Comes First. She lives in Australia, which makes me very sad because I just want to spend time with her. Then who else? Sarah from Sarah Without an H, who lives in the States. And Chami from Read Like Wildfire, again from Australia. There are many more, but it's one of these situations where I can't think of anyone and I'm afraid I'm gonna offend people by not mentioning them, so just basically all of my friends. Chami from Read Like Wildfire she said, "You are beautiful, can you share some with us? Have some of my beauty." I'm kidding. But she asked, what is one makeup item you can't live without? My answer is quite boring, but it's this concealer. It's the Collection Lasting Perfection long wear concealer, something like that. I got this in the UK because we don't have this brand here in Germany, and I fell in love with this concealer. It's amazing. I wear it every time I do my makeup. I don't use any other concealer. I even bought a second one in case this one runs out. That's how much I love it. Chami also asked, how'd you come up with your channel name? This was a thing on Twitter quite a while ago. I think it's been a few months now, but my channel name, Fairy Drugs, which I also use on Twitter and Instagram and everywhere, is from a book, and that book is City of Lost Souls, the 5th book in the Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare, and I don't remember the page or chapter it's mentioned in. Spoiler if you haven't read this book, when Clary, Jace, and Sebastian are in Prague, I think it's in Prague, and they're in this club and fairy drugs are like falling from the ceiling. And one more question by Chami, what quote is your life motto? I don't really have a life motto quote thing. I'm sorry. Kate from Kate's Book Date asked 3 questions. 1, if you could be a celebrity for a day, who would you be? Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna go with one of my favorite celebrities, and that would be Hilary Duff. I've always adored her. Her second question, donuts or bagels? Donuts. And 3, if you were invisible for a day, what would you do? Oh my god. Just get all the books I could get. Another question by Jess from Princesses of Books. What did you last read? Currently reading and up next. Okay, I last read The Ocean at the End of the Lane. I started this in August 2015 and I finished it like a few days ago. To be fair, it was packed in a box for like 8 months, but still, this took me way too long. I am currently reading A Court of Mist and Fury. I'm not that far into it. And up next, what's gonna be up next? I have no idea. One of the books I'll probably be reading next is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I got this from my library, so I should read it soonish. Lily from Lily C. Reads asked, how did you get your YouTube username? I kind of already answered this. It was from City of Lost Souls. Maybe a bit more backstory. I first used this username on Tumblr about 4 or 5 years ago, so I have had it for such a long time. And then I just started using fairy drugs for everything. Leonie from The Book Leo asked, what would your perfect book be like? So this is gonna be hard. My favorite books are character-driven books, so that book would definitely have to be character-driven. A slow burn romance. If there's a romance, I don't necessarily need romance in books. I do like romance, and if there's romance, I really, really like it when it's slow burn with lots of diversity. I really appreciate diversity in books, and humor. I really like humorous books. Let's do one more. A really, really, really pretty cover, obviously. I hope that's what you wanted with this question. Anais from Clockwork Kitten asked, what fictional family do you want to be born into? Oh, I don't have my book with me, but the Blackthorn family from Lady Midnight. Sandy from Sandy Reads a Lot asked, what Greek god or goddess would you want as a parent? I don't know the Greek gods or goddesses well enough to like judge who I would want to have them as a parent or them as a parent. Who's Annabeth's parent? Was it Athena? It's been way too long since I've read a Percy Jackson book, so I'm not very well versed with like the Greek gods. I'm gonna go with whoever was or is Annabeth's parent, or I feel like Hades, having Hades as a parent would be quite funny or cool. I don't know. Sandy also asked, what's the last thing you ate? I haven't eaten anything yet today. It is 11 a.m. I've only had a coffee so far. Usually when I drink a coffee in the morning, I don't eat anything with it, which is pretty bad, I know that. And she also asked, if you were to write a book right now, what genre would it be? I have been playing with some ideas. I'm not a writer at all. I just like the idea of writing a book. I would love to write a book, but I'm not a writer. I would love to write a fantasy book, but I'm pretty sure I couldn't, like, the world building and all that would be too complicated for me to, like, think of and actually write something about. I don't know. I would love to write a fantasy book, but realistically, probably contemporary. Shannon from Shannon Reads asks, if you could take over any celebrity's life, what celebrity would you choose? I don't know. I'm gonna randomly go with Troye Sivan because I love Troye Sivan and he's an amazing human being. Julia from Julia Talks Too Much, or Julia Blah on Twitter. If you could steal any singer's voice, like Ursula from The Little Mermaid did with Ariel, who would you choose? Probably Halsey. Halsey, I still don't know how to pronounce her name. Halsey has such a beautiful voice, and if I could sing like her, I would never shut up. If anything looks different or out of place, that's because I'm filming this a bit later on because I got some extra questions from my book soul sister, Nock, from Happy Comes First. First thing she gave me to answer is Mary, Kiss, Cliff, Julian, Kale, and Gansey. Oh my god. You're gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna Cliff Kale, just because I can't clip the other two, I'm sorry. And I'm gonna kiss Gansey and marry Julian. Okay, next. If you could revive one character that has been killed off, who would it be? And as she suggested, I'm just gonna mention the book because of spoiler reasons. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure there are many others, but someone I just randomly thought of from this book, Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. She also asked, are there any skills you wish you had, like painting, calligraphy, archery, writing? Because I would love to be like a writer and have ideas and write them down and work on a book. That's something I really, really wish I had, like that talent. If you were a diviner, what power would you want to have? I'm not quite sure what the name is for this power, but that thing, like being able to move things with my mind, I don't know what it's called. Please tell me down below. Okay, and the last question, what are your top 3 most used emojis? One's definitely the crying laughter one. I use that one all the time. Also this one with like the hand where that does this. Ooh, I like to use the monkeys. Usually the one that covers the mouth. I'm not sure if those are my most used, but I feel like they are, kinda. Okay, so those were all the questions I was asked. I hope you enjoyed watching this. In case you have any more questions burning your mind, leave them down below and I will probably just answer them in the comments. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I've been stepping up my Instagram game lately, so you should definitely follow me there. Links to all my social media are down below in the description box. And that was it for this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!